The Philippine government has announced a defense budget increase for 2021, with the aim to boost military modernization despite economic constraints stemming from COVID-19. President Rodrigo Duterte said in a budget speech on the 29th of August that the Department of National Defense will receive 209.1 billion peso or $4.3 billion in 2021, which represents a rise of 11% over the original allocation for 2020. The funding includes 33 billion peso for military procurement under the revised Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program, indicating an additional increase. In recent years this funding program has received 25 billion peso a year. According to documents published by the government's Department of Budget and Management, the Philippine Army will receive the bulk of defense funding in 2021 with an allocation of 96.8 billion peso. The Philippine Navy and Philippine Air Force will receive 31.1 billion peso and 29.8 billion peso respectively. The majority of the remainder, 45.4 billion peso, is allocated to the Armed Forces of the Philippines headquarters. This allocation also includes funding for the RAFPMP. Duterte said in his speech that the 2021 defense allocation is intended to address threats and combat terrorism, a reference to the country's two-pronged security challenge to protect territory in the South China Sea and tackle internal insurgency. These challenges also frame the RAFPMP, which was signed into law in December 2012 and outlines a three-horizon development plan through to the late 2020s. Under Horizon 2 2018-2022, the government aims to allocate a total of 289 billion Philippine pesos, with the PAF slated to receive 48%, the PN 27%, and the PA 25%. These proportions indicate a higher national priority to secure offshore territory through investment in air and sea assets. Accordingly, high-profile procurement targets for the AFP over the next few years include fighter aircraft, transport aircraft, heavy lift, attack, maritime, and utility helicopters, an air defense system, radars, unmanned systems, long-range patrol aircraft, submarines, sea-lift vessels, corvettes, and frigates. However, some of these procurements have been delayed due to financial difficulties. Earlier this year, for instance, the Philippine government announced that it would cut its 2020 defense budget by 19.3 billion peso, with the funding reappropriated to a stimulus package aimed at alleviating the impact of COVID-19. About half of this cut expenditure was originally intended for military modernization purposes, the government said.